fine. Okay, we are recording. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for being on. I love these calls, and I hope that you learned something new tonight, or make a new friend via Zoom or something like that. But I just want you to know that I wish we could like sit in a physical room and do this, because my favorite thing about this business is getting to know people. And of course, Zoom is not the same thing as being in the same room as somebody, but I'm glad that we can connect here. And even though it might feel a little uncomfortable to like unmute yourself and interrupt and ask a question, I want you to know you have full permission to do that. And so I'm going to cover a lot of information tonight, but mostly I just want to share my story and my journey and what how Arbonne has been woven into that and what it looks like, and maybe it's something that would be a good fit for you too, but it's just such a gift to be able to share this. It might sound dramatic, but truly, like, this business has changed my life, and so it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to share it. So I'm going to be as respectful as I can of your time, so I'm going to probably cruise through a lot of information in a short amount of time, but like I said, feel free to interrupt. But just to get us started, I will just introduce you to who I am in case you do not know me. My name is Melanie Lee, not Missy Hides. The computer says Missy Hides. My name is actually Melanie Lee, and I'm an independent consultant and regional vice president with Arbonne. I live in like the smack dab middle of Minnesota and have lived here just for about a year. I've been married to my husband, Josh, for almost 9 years, and we have 2 daughters that have like the brightest red hair you've ever seen, and they've got the spicy personalities to go with that bright red hair, but they're super fun. Ella is in first grade. She's almost done with first grade. I do not feel old enough to have a second grader. It's so weird. And then Penny is 3, and I have the privilege of staying home with her, and so I have had a long journey to get to where I am. I honestly, when I was first introduced to Arbonne, was not interested. I actually have had a couple other businesses like these. And so I thought I knew what this was all about. I thought I knew that stuff like this didn't work. I just wasn't super interested. But what I was attracted to was to the potential of what this business could offer me and my family. I've described myself as a career spaz. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but I have held literally 30 jobs in my 31 years of life. Actually, more now. Yeah, like more. So a lot of jobs, and that is just a ridiculous amount. And honestly, I have just been kind of in a hunt for the right fit when it came to my gifts and my passions, but also just to what worked with our family, what we could afford to live on, all of that kind of stuff. And so I just struggled for a long time. I've been a full-time stay-at-home mom. I've been a part-time stay-at-home mom. I've been a full-time working mom, plus some, just kind of the full gamut. And by the time Arbonne was introduced to me, I was at a place of just complete, like, totally at a loss and at a point of surrender of what do I do? How do I fix this? I feel like I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I have 2 children that I feel like I don't see enough. Our family is disjointed. We're broke. We're barely making ends meet, and we're ridiculously stressed. I feel 0% fulfilled in my career. What do I do? And I know not everyone has been in that place or is in that place, but that's where I was when I was introduced to Arbonne, and I really didn't see it as a solution. I eventually saw it as something that maybe could give us a couple $100 extra a month, but very quickly into starting my business, I realized a couple of things. One was this was an opportunity for me to really pursue the desire to build a community where people are seen, known, and loved. And that's been a calling I've had in my heart for a long time, was to create a community, because I believe we're made for community and relationships, and we're not supposed to walk this life alone. So I saw that Arbonne could be an opportunity to do that. I also saw that Arbonne could actually because I saw that real life human beings were doing this, it could be the thing that could give me what I wanted, which was a life with time and financial freedom, really to just dictate my own schedule and not to one of the things I've always struggled with is like, man, I don't want to like go ask a boss if I can like take a day off of work for my family, or if I can have permission to go to the doctor, or any of those things. I really valued and continue to value being in charge of my own calendar, and being able to prioritize my family, prioritize the things that I believe are the most important. And so I started to see that Arbonne could actually offer that. And so I've been in Arbonne now for almost 2.5 years. And I'm so grateful because when I started, I was lost, confused, unhealthy, unhappy. And now I'm in a place where I am able to be at home. I'm able to be in charge of my schedule. I have a beautiful team of incredible women that I have the opportunity just to be a part of their life. And that is such an incredible gift. And so Arbonne has done so much for our family. And that's why I love sharing it, because if, my sweet friend Megan had not shared it with me, I don't know where I'd be right now. I'd probably still be working in a job that I hated. I'd probably still be super stressed out. And not seeing my kids nearly as much as I wanted to. And so I'm so, so grateful for this business, and for where we're headed with it. But in case you're new to Arbonne, I just thought I would kind of run through a little bit of like, what is Arbonne? What are we all about? And what makes us different? Because let's be honest, there are like a million of these companies, of these businesses out there. So what makes Arbonne different? So a little bit of a rundown on who we are. We are actually a 40-year-old health and wellness company, and our brand philosophy embraces the connection between a healthier mind, stronger body, more beautiful skin. And I love that because we have a very like holistic approach to the body, right? So we don't just address the skin topically. We're going to make sure that we're also talking about gut health, because that has a direct correlation. If you think about the fact, like if you were to get up in front of a group of people and speak, I know like I'm a redhead, so like if I get up in front of a bunch of people, my stomach's going to turn, my chest is going to get all red. I'm going to get like splotches up my neck, because that's what I do. And I'm going to get all nervous, right? So it starts in our head, our stomach turns, and our skin. So we have this, we're interconnected, our bodies are interconnected. And so that's how we approach health and wellness as well. We are a certified B Corporation, and that's totally okay if you have no idea what it means. Essentially, it just means that we are a company of high standards and high integrity. You have to go through an extremely rigorous process in order to be a B Corporation. And we are one of the largest, and I am so proud of that. And it just essentially means you can trust Arbonne. We're a good company. We're people of high integrity, and that is our standard. Our founder's name was Peter Mork, and he always said, when I dreamt of Arbonne, I wanted it to be a place where people could flourish. And I love that because flourishing looks different for each one of us. Maybe for you, you do not have the dream of being a stay-at-home mom. If you're like, that sounds terrible, that's fine. You get to decide what flourishing looks like for you. But whatever that is for you, Arbonne can help. Arbonne is a problem solver. That is something that we do as consultants, is we help solve people's problems, whether that's their health, skin, a need for people and community, or a business and income opportunity. So that's a little bit about who we are. Something that makes us really stand out and is super unique is that we have super high ingredient standards. We've banned over 2,000 ingredients that are harmful to the body or to the environment that we will absolutely not formulate with. And we're always researching to make sure that we are using the cleanest, purest, safest products. And so you can trust what you're using when you use Arbonne. And I think what's super cool is that we've been that way since the beginning. So for 40 years, we've had clean, safe, pure, beneficial products. We've always been cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, soy-free, dairy-free, all of those things that are kind of like, buzzwords are cool now. Like everyone's looking for, like, oh, I'm, gluten-free. Arbonne's been that for 40 years. So they were just kind of ahead of the game in that way, and are just meeting the demands of the marketplace right now. But basically there's three pillars that make Arbonne different. One is our business, another is our products, and then lastly is our community. Our business model is brilliant. I don't know about you, but I have just always had like an entrepreneurial spirit. That is not a prerequisite to be successful in Arbonne. Let me just like put that out there. But for me, I loved the possibility that I could own my own business without that massive sacrifice of like, buying a franchise or like selling your soul for 5 years just to like start making a profit. I love that you can start your own online business with a low startup cost. You can also work this alongside your current career, school schedule, or busy lifestyle. So this is not something that you have to set down or leave whatever you're doing and start this up. This fits into whatever you are currently doing. And on the most basic of levels, we share and sell products we love, and then we earn when our clients order and reorder. And what's great about Arbonne is that all of our products are consumable. Every single one of our 300 plus products are consumable. And so from a business perspective, that is really important. And what's really great about that too is that we have products that are great for women, they're great for men, they're great for kids, they're great for absolutely everybody. So you're not eliminating any major portion of the market. We also are global. So Arbonne is actually based in the US, Canada, the UK, Poland, Australia, and New Zealand. So if you know people, or, this is a networking company, right? So know people who know people who know people, you can actually build your business globally and literally be making money while you sleep. And this happens all the time because that's just the world we live in, right? It's just getting smaller and smaller. And so you have the opportunity then to earn based on effort. So there's no ceiling to your earning potential. It's so funny, now that I've been in Arbonne for so long, I actually get kind of frustrated with the fact that my husband's in like this step, he's in education. So he's in like these steps and lanes. And once he's put in a certain amount of time, then he gets to get his, earnings. It's not really based on the fact that, he's chaperoning senior night and he's going to stay up until God knows when. Like he doesn't get any sort of bonus, or like he does not get to directly influence his income, but I do. And so that's just a really incredible opportunity. You're not stuck in any sort of limiting pay scale. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what the earnings potential is, but we are an upfront, transparent company, you guys. And so if you want to know anything about our earnings, you go to earnings.arbonne.com. So the second thing that makes us unique, I touched on them already, but our products. They are plant-based, clean standards, strict ingredient policy, gluten-free, all of those wonderful things. We also have a 90-day money-back guarantee. And on top of that, we have a 0.02% return rate. So people do not return their products. People love what we offer them. And like I said, it's available for men, women, and children. So we're not excluding anybody. And I will tell you guys, for me personally, these products have been incredible. I have always valued, well, not always, ever since I became a mom, I've really valued clean products. I started kind of learning about the importance of that. And I think especially as women, especially women, moms of daughters, it's so important to have clean products in our homes. So many products in the marketplace right now have ingredients that just interrupt our hormones and things like that can have a huge impact on our bodies and on our future. And so it's super important to have clean products. I was going somewhere else with that too, but I can't remember what I was saying. I got lost in that. But the fact that we have everything that you could need for your home, from we have got hand soap and toothpaste and hair care and skincare and nutrition. Really whatever you need, we're a one-stop shop for those pure, safe, and beneficial products that work, because I've also used natural products that do not work. So you don't have to sacrifice clean products for a good product. So that's kind of the second pillar of Arbonne. If you've never tried a product of Arbonne's, we can get you samples, but they're amazing. They're life-changing. Um, the nutrition products have been a huge game changer for me, and just my level of energy and mental clarity and all those wonderful things. Um, so that's kind of the second thing that makes Arbonne stand out, make Arbonne unique. The third thing I want to touch on that makes us unique before I move in just to like earning potential is our community. This is a community unlike anything I have ever known. And a lot of it just comes from our leadership and who we are, and it starts at the very top of the company. But you will hear in our team, we say it again and again and again, that we are here to create a place where people are seen, known, and loved. And so it's so sweet. I've never been in such a community of people who are so different and diverse, and yet we can come together and we can love each other well, and we can encourage each other and cheer each other on. And so I think about the fact all the time of what a gift it is to be mentored and to mentor others, because I know for me, like in college, that was normal, right? To have, whether it's a Bible study leader or, you know, a professor or whoever it might be, to have that person as a mentor in your life. And then maybe you had the opportunity to do that for people who are younger than you. But I've found that once you graduate college, you get into the real world, that just doesn't happen as often. And because of Arbonne, I now have these incredible mentors in my life that are 10 years ahead of me in marriage, in motherhood, in their faith, and all in business. And they're there and available to be incredible mentors. And then in turn, I'm able to go and mentor others. And that is such a sweet gift too. And so this community is just amazing. And we just got back, a bunch of us just got back from a trip to Las Vegas that we did as a team. And we all kind of had these moments of like, man, like if it wasn't for Arbonne, I would not have this. I would not have these people. This would not exist for me in my life. I said like Arbonne brought the fun back in my life, because when did I go on, girls trips to Las Vegas before this? Never. And we like stay on these hotel rooms, and it feels like you're going back to college, because we're just being silly and ourselves, and we're just having such a great time. And so that is just such a sweet gift. Like, I think Arbonne is just keeping me young. It's so fun. So our community is incredible. And I just want you to know, no matter what you would want to do with your business, you are welcome here. We would love to have you be a part of this, because we want to know you. And I just love the fact that that is what we are about. At the end of the day, put all sales and everything aside, what we are about is a place where people are seen, known, and loved. And so that's what you're invited into. So kind of to wrap it up, just chatting through really quick the earning potential with Arbonne, just so that you know. So there's 4 levels of management when it comes to Arbonne. But first, when everyone comes into the business, everyone starts as an independent consultant. And at independent consultants, there are no minimums, there's no monthly requirements, there's no monthly dues for your website, anything like that. You basically can shop at a greater discount. And then you choose whether you want to grow your business and you can start earning right away when you start your business. You can start earning. But then the first level of management is called district manager. District managers make anywhere from about $250 to $1,000 a month is usually the range that you'll see. And it's very doable to grow to district manager without anybody on your team. And a quick side note is that we don't have any like people requirements. So when I'm talking about these levels, it's not like, oh, I have X amount of people on my team selling X amount of things. That's not what we're about. Any sort of promotion is based on sales of you plus your team. So how many people are you and your team serving? It's not about getting to certain levels or certain numbers of people, which is unique about Arbonne. And I think it's really important when it comes to building our businesses with integrity. But So yeah, district manager, you can absolutely do without a team. That's what I did. That's what many of the women on my team did as well. So that's the first level of management. Second is called area manager. Area managers make about $1,000 to up to $5,000 a month. That's a significant income, especially at the second of 4 levels. And the really incredible thing about area manager is that area manager, your business becomes willable. So so for me, my business is will to my family. So if anything were to happen to me, as long as my business is in operation, my family will continue to get a check, which is really, really cool. And that is something that also is really unique to Arbonne. But an area manager, for some people, this is where this income already becomes replacing. For those that want that, that is something that people start to be able to do at area manager level. And then the third level of management is called regional vice president. Regional vice presidents make it an average anywhere between $5,000 up to $15,000 a month. And at this level 2, you get an $800 bonus from Arbonne for a white Mercedes of your choice, which is just a fun, sweet little perk. For me, I got to upgrade from a 2007 Honda CR-V that I loved, but then we totaled it right before I needed, right as I needed to promote my business. And so it was just a sweet little gift from Arbonne. And you can own it or lease it. It's totally up to you, and it can be however many years old you want it to be. So it's just a sweet gift from them. But what's really incredible at regional vice president level, that's where people really start to see the possibilities for what does this mean? What does this business mean for me and for my family? And this is oftentimes where people choose to, okay, I'm gonna, either, yeah, you can totally work it alongside your current career because it's absolutely doable to do that, and you can pull in 2 full-time incomes, or maybe it's like, all right, I'm ready to step away from whatever I'm currently doing in order to free myself up for more time freedom. And then the last level of management is called national vice presidents, and national vice presidents make an average of $22,000 a month. Which is a mind-blowing number, and I get that. And when I first heard that number, I was like, well, I never need to be a national vice president because I don't need $22,000 to live on. So why would I even try? But that's where we see this business being about so much more than us, and so much more than like, what can Melanie do for herself and for her family? Sorry, I'm talking a lot. Sip on my tea. I've been losing my voice all day. Hang on one second. It made it almost there. But that's really where you start to think past yourself. And I think that's the most important thing about Arbonne. It's not what can I do for me, but it's what can I do for others. And I also think that a lot of us have different passions or callings on our heart. I sound like I'm crying and I'm not. Passions or callings on our heart that are placed there for a purpose and are placed there by our creator. And a lot of times what limits us from really being able to go all out in them is time or money. And so I see this as a vehicle in order to live into those callings and those passions. And so that's where I go, man, like, what would your life look like if in 10 years you were bringing in $22,000 a month? And not just what car would you drive or what would your house look like, but what could you do? Who could you impact? What ripple effect could you have? And then can you share this with others, and can they do the same? And that's just such an incredible legacy to have the opportunity to leave. So that is a little bit about Arbonne. And basically there's 2 ways that we recommend getting started. One is the preferred client route. This is a great way to get started with product. It's $29 for a year. It's basically like the Amazon account for Arbonne. So you're going to get free shipping every $150 order. You're going to get free gifts populated into your account. You're going to get 20 to 40% off. Sorry, guys. Whew. Okay, hanging in there. And then the second way to get started is basically just to start your business with Arbonne. It is a $49 startup. And so I feel like for everything that Arbonne offers, completely like low risk. Like the worst case scenario is you get some product you love and you're introduced to an awesome community. Best case scenario, you start a business that changes your life and others' lives, right? So there's really like no risk here. And so you can start your business today, right away, and you can start earning right away. And we are a community that loves to lock arms and help you. You're not going to be on your own. We'd love to help you. We'd love to help you identify why you're doing this, and teach you and train you and lock arms with you along the way. And so as an independent consultant, you're going to get 35 to 50% off the products. You're going to earn anywhere between 15 to 35% on customer sales. And what's really important to know is that there's no mandatory minimum purchase requirements and no inventory requirements. And so that's why you get to decide what you want this to be. And we are here to help you with that. But I just want you to know that you're totally invited. We'd love to have you. Get with the person who invited you. Sometimes it kind of helps to put like a number on it, like anywhere from 1 to 5, 1 being, you know, this sounds really cool, but maybe not for me, but maybe interested in some of the products. 3 being like, you know, I have some questions, tell me more. Definitely interested in products. 5 being, I'm all in, let's do this. Sometimes it kind of helps to put yourself somewhere in those numbers, because then we can help identify, you know, questions that you need answered. And it's okay if it's not a fit, but we want you to know that you're invited and we'd love to have you. So I'm gonna mute myself again. Anyone can do this business, even me. And I'm like dying over here. So just proof that anyone can do this. So does anyone have any questions before we wrap up? Okay, so this is recorded. So if you do want to share it with people, you totally can. But I appreciate you guys being on. It's really fun hanging out with you guys tonight. Sorry that I started losing my voice at the end. Thanks for your grace and understanding. But I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'm going to stop the recording here. But thank you for being on. Thanks for watching the recording. And have a wonderful night.